different machines. Once the potions are done, hold on. Why is that like that? I don't know what I'm looking at right now. So once the potions are done, um, oh, that's right. These two here go into a chest over here. They each go into a separate chest over here. That's why that's like that. Here, this one here is connected to the outer chest right here. So as you can see, there's a chest there. It goes down, and that one goes all the way down into this one. And this one goes directly into this. This one is currently locked up, so it's not doing anything. But this one here, again, the same thing here. You got a chest, you got items falling down into that chest, and then they're following along this path here. And they are going, if I can get out of here, along this path here, into here, and then they're being forced up through here, into this mechanism, into this one. Where potions will go. Did I put any shulker boxes in here? No, I did not. So let me get a quick shulker box. Put a shulker box here, currently empty, okay? So all the items, the potions that are made are going to go in here. In here will go all the shulker boxes. So when this shulker boxes gets full, it'll be read by this comparator. This comparator will send a signal out to this, which will shut this one off. Shut this off, which, so right now this is getting a very strong signal into here, which is locking that up. And I'm not really entirely sure how this works. Yeah, this is correct. So then you get this here, and the spiderweb just makes the shulker box go down into there, and then it goes into this system here to where it gets put into here, and then it will get sent up. And then the shulker box will add new. I do have to put something up here to. That's just a bunch of junk. Anyways, that's all that how that works, and then I get that going up, and then which have nothing in them as of yet, and that's because all the items are down here. All the golden carrots, all the sugar. Sugar's not supposed to go in this one. Sugar's supposed to go in this one. Magma cream. Now, I have been having a bit of an issue with this. No, sugar's supposed to go in that one. Rabbit sweet's supposed to go in that one. Well, now I gotta figure out why it's doing that. Okay, so this isn't working right for some reason. I'll have to figure that out later. But this is supposed to be an item filter. It's in this shape because it wasn't working quite right like this. So I put an extra thing there. Still not wanting to work right. I'm gonna have to fix that at some point. But it's supposed to work where all these items go down here to being in here. I'll figure out later why it's not working. It's just that it seems to be that one that's not working, which is the rabbit one. So anyways, that's how this entire system works. Our system, I've shown you on the previous videos how to build this to make it work in Bedrock, because it only likes to seem to work in Java in certain instances. Again, this here is the exact same thing, except for this side does not have... You know, I don't even know why I have this wall here. I think I put this wall here because I thought this would be open for people to be able to walk. I think that's why I put the wall there. Oops. That's not the case, so yeah. So when my potions get made, they'll go through, and I do have to go over here and turn this on. And I gotta go back and fix one of the lights. Oh wait, no, that's the... I might just fix that so that it's the same all the way down. But again, I'm gonna turn that off, and I'm gonna show you how the elevator works. Again, I hit that button, it takes a minute. But then you start going back up. Well, there's really nothing special on either side of the elevator. It's just aesthetics. I'm trying to make everything look nice and cohesive. And then this area down here, I'm probably going to turn into a farm of some sort. Again, I gotta fix the lights over here because for some reason they're not working. Okay, that's why they're not working. They're on opposite rotations. I don't know how that happened. So now when I turn them on, that should work. And let me see up here what's going on. Oh, that one's turned the wrong way. That's why. So now when I turn them off, there we go, that's all working. Okay, yeah, so that's how this is all going. And I might make this building for the updated time just because it is frustrating. Actually, I want to move this over by one. So yeah, that's the inside of the building so far. And how everything's running that way. And there's a reason there's a whole mess up here with an indented area. And it all has to do with this. Because within this area, there's the lights that go on right down there. Um, so this is the machinery. Right here you have your two chests. You have a comparator coming out of one chest, which then sets this whole system up. And I've shown how to build this system before. Again, I got the system from, I think, Rogue Fox. I did make an addition to it so I could have a light. So, actually, this comparator here is what's making the whole system run. But this comparator here comes out and into this block, which powers this, which powers that, which then powers this one, which turns the light on when there's an item in the box. That is the only addition that I've added except for this block here, which is keeping these two from interconnecting. And the same thing up here, and I've shown how to do this, and then I've got my system up here, which keeps all the items in the storage chests until I'm ready to flush them into the system. This here, and I know it is a lot of observers, but the way this works is this one here is each one of these are facing into each other, and this one's looking at the redstone here. These ones here are looking at each of these individual ones, which then when I turn this redstone off, all these ones here that are going up into each other get triggered. These ones watching it get triggered, which then sends the item from this one to this one to this one, up to this one, into this hopper, and into here, where the item will sit until it gets sent up to the next one and into the chest. But there will be a constant flow into here, or from this one to this one and up into the chest, only when enough payment is made. And again, this was a me trying to figure out how the elevator works. This one here is me figuring out how to make a single button either at the top or the bottom work. And inside of here was my final design. As you can see through multiple things of trial and error, I've been trying to make this building. And just because I love to show it off, I'm going to do this again. I had originally, this is my test world, so there's a bunch of projects in here. Some of them are not ready for view yet. So this here was a shaft of my ultimate storage area that I was messing around with. I only needed one shaft at the time, and I had this really pretty design down here, which now looking at it, it's not very pretty. I don't really care for it. So this was my shaft here. And of course, my lights are not working right. In each chest, it's supposed to have a different item in it, and I've got random items in it because when I've been doing these here are supposed to be, storage for the non-bulk items that I'm gonna have, like say stairs and mangrove, and it's supposed to store everything in here. These lights here turn on and off for the top, and this it's not working right. Something happened and it's doing that to me. And these are my elevators, which I'm no longer using those ones. I mean, I will be using them sporadically, just not in the way that they were being used previous. Because I want to rebuild this entire area using my new method. So that this was where I started, and then I started learning how to build this machine, and then this was the original design of it. This design I got from White Sun Paladin, who got it from, I don't remember who, C. Jay's Plays, I think it's SEA, as in the C, and then J, and then Plays. JAY, I think. So the way this machine is supposed to work is supposed to hit the levers. And it's supposed to send red zone signal, which sends items into here. It does not work. So then I was playing around with it, and then I figured this design works, so I can hit, let's say, what do I have in here right now? Dang it. I have potions of night vision. And I think it's this button I hit. So that's my new water bottles. Let's say I want to make that. Oh wait, I need to seed it first. Turn that off because it's not working right. Okay, so, sorry. First off, I need to seed the thing. So I gotta come all the way down here to the nether wart. Seed it. Wait for that item to come down here, which takes a couple minutes. There it is. Then do that. And then hit my modifier. So that'll create me an awkward potion. Then that'll create me a speed potion. And that'll, or night vision, sorry. And then that'll make it extended. And then this should automatically release the item. And then I need to put my chest back here. There we go, that's the button I hit. Now I got a whole new potion there. I got no potions here. And then when I get going, all those potions now have gone down here into this system. Which, unfortunately, I can't see into the shulker box. So we're just going to go ahead and break that shulker box. It's going to go down into this, which is then going to go into... Okay, well, it's supposed to go into my dropper. I don't think of. Okay, they're stuck right there. Oh, that's what I did wrong. It wasn't the shulker that was the problem. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna put a button down here onto. Okay, maybe it needs to be a lever. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna put a shulker there myself. Get my spider web back out. Let me get another shulker box out. Drop all this stuff into it. Okay, and then let's just say I want a bunch of potions. And your box does have to be full. So you have to order 18 potions. You'll see that briefly do that for a second, and it'll just the shulker box will get into there. There'll be a new shulker box, and that shulker box that got fired out should be. Hold on, where'd it go? I should have. Oh, it's in here. No, no, it's in there, or should have been in there. It must have gotten fired out when I hit that button, when I broke that. So now that shulker box should be. Okay, so now that's fixed now. Actually, I'm gonna double check that that's fixed now. Instead of putting it in there, I'm gonna just go over here. I'm gonna stick it under this back one, and it should go. I don't know why it's getting stuck in that one. me turn this off real fast. Now it's in the dropper. Okay, so something over here is interfering with it. And that just got shot out. I think something got broken in here. So now when I go back up here, turn that off, it should stop. Okay, so for some reason those are stuck in there unless I turn on the button up here. Yeah, because everything's in here now. Okay, yeah, so I gotta repair that in some way that looks better. But yeah, that's basically what the machine does, is once you put 18 potions or however many a shulker box holds, it'll automatically break it and continue to add new step to a new shulker box and then go from there. So this is how I had to figure out the machine here as to how this works because it was not working right. So this was a trial and error thing. And I found out that I only need, repeaters in certain areas. And then this is that same machine, only it's above ground, so it's easier to see. So this was my original plan for the shop, was to have all my chests above and have everything, filtering down like this, having multiple chests, and a recall system, which wasn't working out too well. And then this was my other shop, which had 2 machines, and the machines were above ground, and it caused a whole mess down here. And as you can see, it's dark down here because I had walls like jutting out in certain places to help hide machinery. And then the machines over here, where anyone could just walk up and make whatever potion they wanted, it was another idea. And then I was going to have windows, but then the windows, I was only able to put one here, which does not look good on the rest of the build. So then this over here was me showing you guys in different videos how to put this together step by step, block by block. This was another design idea for everything, and then that wasn't working out too well. And then this was me trying to figure out some other stuff, like if I could combine these 3 into one machine. This was a floor plan laid out by Google. Didn't care for it. This was another floor plan that I decided, and I couldn't get this rounded right here, so I decided to just ignore that. This was another floor plan that just I kind of liked this floor plan, but then it wasn't working too well. So then I moved to this floor plan, which was working better until I decided to add the golems in for my sorting. And it was partially due to the fact that potions cannot be sorted by the tea machines. So then I went to this one, which was better, but then I didn't like the design of this because you could see they have to go upstairs to the block, then over because of this design here. So then I decided I wanted to put an elevator in, so I was messing around with the elevators. And then I finally ended up with this design here for my machines where I could have these below. And as you can see, let me go in here. As you can see here, my chests do have to be below 1 block below in order to make it work right. But it still looks a lot better than what I had originally in one of the other buildings. And the only thing I don't like about this design of the building is mostly my stairs and getting down to the lower levels. And I don't find enough adequate spacing between the layers. Like this here, you know, you got a bunch of lights on this, you know, and you have to go upstairs to get to these guys. And I screwed up in spacing because now you're running your head into this. But then when you're But then when you're down on this floor here, you've got so much space between here and here. You know, because I needed space between here and here. You know, and you've got so much space between these points so the machines aren't interfering with each other that you have all these extra hoppers you don't need. You know, just to make room for all this. So if I could redo this, I'm going to measure exactly how much space I need between this and this, which is not that much. It's like maybe 2 blocks. So I would actually go 2 blocks above this and then have this row of hoppers and then have this above that. So I have more room because I'm already like 20 blocks below the surface. So I need to figure out how many blocks for this, you know, and how many blocks I need for, let's say, the floor above this. So is 4 blocks for any floor above that one. It's a 4 block gap from here to here. But this room I might have to go a little bit higher than that, or just get a little bit lower in order to make that work right. So this is my building design, temporary building design, because I screwed up again. I'll be redoing this building design again later. But I like the design of the building. I just hate the bottom of it because I need to go down a certain number of, unlike this one here, you know, and this one here, the 2 other designs. This one here has a set spiral stairs, which was my, before I decided to put an elevator in. And again, you know, I have less room on this floor between this floor and this floor, which is still okay. And then I've got, you know, but again, I was still using the old design here for this. And then this one over here, I haven't even finished my design. This was the one after the one with the spiral staircase. I still haven't finished this bottom section because every time I start trying to figure out my flooring, I'm not sure if I should build from the top down or the bottom up. And I think that's my problem with all of these builds is either I tried one or the other and it wasn't working right. You know, because as you can see by this one, I've got a layer of 5 blocks above ground. You know, that I didn't honestly want. I wanted everything, you know, my golems and stuff like that, I wanted below ground. And this year I wanted to be, you know, I wanted my wall 3 high, so here across, and then having all my chests at this level instead of 3 extra blocks higher. So I might redesign this again over here uh, and just restart over this way with, but I gotta dig down so many blocks and I gotta blow things up and then I gotta put my porch in and I gotta put the elevator in and yeah. So I will see you guys after later. If anyone has any suggestions or if anyone has any uh, better design choices that may or may not help, looking at you, Mumbo, Green, Pixel Riffs. Any of you guys decide to help, would really appreciate it.